So though late, it is a very good program, the awareness program on misuse of the antibiotics. So I, as a supervisor, have done the research on the multi-drug resistance and extended spectrum chicken meat in Bharatpur Metropolitan, Nepal. So this is published in the BMC research note, Biomed Central Research Note. The headquarter is in UK. So this research is performed in Bharatpur municipality under the in chicken meat. So this is Anil Shrestha. Next is the Anup Muni Bajracharya, our in charge. And next is the Hemraj Subedi, Raju Saha, Tura, Sachin Kafle, Saurav Sharma and Sunil Nyopane are the students that has passed out the BSc 4th year. Similarly, next is the Dheeraj Kumar Chaudhary, is the PhD scholar in Kongni University, Korea. So he and me and Anup Muni Bajracharya sir has made total protocol of this research. So I am going to tell you about this. We choose the chicken meat. So we choose the chicken meat sample because, as you know, in the poultry there is the misuse or the overuse of the antibiotics. So from the day 1 to the day 45 until it is sold in the market, so the farmers use the antibiotics. So next is the multi-drug resistance. So the multi-drug resistance can be defined as the resistance to the 2 or more than 2 groups of the antibiotics. So this multi-drug resistance is defined as the resistance towards the 2 or more than 2 groups of the antibiotics. So such organisms is known to be multi-drug resistance organisms. So next point is the extended spectrum of beta-lactam. So this is the very important point. So before knowing about the extended spectrum of beta-lactamase, we should know about the third generation cephalosporin. Okay. Third generation cephalosporin is called the extended spectrum beta-lactam, not the lactamase. Right? So you have to this third generation cephalosporin are called the extended spectrum beta-lactam, and the enzyme that breaks the ring of the third generation cephalosporin is the extended spectrum beta-lactamase. It means whenever you consume the penicillin or the cephalosporin, these enzymes will break the ring of the beta-lactam. So these enzymes is responsible for breaking the ring of the beta-lactam antibiotics, and the structure of the antibiotic is changed, and the antibiotics is no more effective. Okay. So next, resistance bacteria to humans from animals are transmitted through the consumption of uncooked meats, through the contact with the uncooked meats and the meat surfaces. So you all consume the meat by properly cooking it. Yes, but you know there are some of the varieties of fruit like kachila. Okay, kachila. Okay, that is made. That is the Newari dishes. So that is consumed without cooking. So nowadays the chicken kachila is also popular. Okay. So consumption of these types of the food may transfer the resistance bacteria to the humans. Right? So next thing is that whenever we eat the uncooked meat, so without proper cooking of the food or proper cooking of the meat, this resistance bacteria can be transferred to the humans. These were some of the introductions about the multi-drug resistance and the extended spectrum beta-lactamase. Okay, what were the objectives of this research? So in the general, if you see, to determine the prevalence of ESBL producing among multi-drug resistance gram-negative isolates from chicken meat in Bharatpur Metropolitan. So what point you should note is that I have written here ESBL producing among the multi-drug resistance. So I have told you that multi-drug resistance are those organisms that will resist the 2 or more than 2 groups of the antibiotics. So in the multi-drug resistance, if there is also the prevalence of the ESBL producing gene, so what happens is that the case will be more chronic. Yes. So our objective is to determine the ESBL producers among the multi-drug resistance. Not only the ESBL, but ESBL producing among the multi-drug resistance. So some of the specific objectives were to isolate and identify the bacteria from the chicken meat, to perform the antibiotic susceptibility test of the isolated organisms, to estimate the prevalence of the multi-drug resistance isolates, to estimate the prevalence of extended spectrum beta-lactamase producing the multi-drug resistance isolates. So these were the specific objectives and the above were the general objectives. So methodology. So the sample site where the sample site it was the Barakur metropolitan, the city where you live. The sample size were about 38 chicken meat sample were collected, and the sample collections. So there is different, right? Okay, sample collection was we have taken from December to the June, from 16 December to 17 June. We have taken the sample. So what we do is that a sterile, dry, small beaker was wet for each sample of the chicken meat. Two small pieces of about 5 to 10 gram chicken meat was kept in a beaker. The collected sample were transported into the laboratory, and since the beaker was properly capped with the aluminum foil or the sterile curtain, which can help to reduce the false results. So these are all what we perform in the field. We take the pieces of the chicken meat sample and we immediately transfer it into the laboratory, and we use the sterile beaker to transport the sample. So this is the protocol how we process the sample in the laboratory. So first, the collections of the chicken meat sample in a sterile beaker. So we collected the chicken meat in a sterile beaker. Then after, the pieces of the meat were transferred into the sterile Newton broth as well as to the selenite air broth. So this from the Newton broth we inoculated. From the Newton broth we inoculated it into the McConkey agar and Amindo agar. Similarly, from the selenite air broth we inoculated it into the Salmonella and Shigella agar. So again, after the observations of the colony, so the colony were restricted into the Newton agar, and biochemical test was performed for the identification of the organism. Similarly, then after we inoculate the organisms from Newton agar into the Raynaud infusion broth in order to do the antibiotic susceptibility test. Then after we screen for the ESBL producing organisms. Then after we confirm the ESBL producing bacteria. So these are some of the protocol of our research. Okay. So then after, this is the distribution of sample according to the number of the bacterial isolates. So pieces of the chicken meat not only consist of one bacteria, but it consists of the many bacteria. So there are number of the bacteria. This represents the number of the bacteria isolated. So from the one meat sample we got the only one bacteria. From 13 meat sample we get the two number of the bacteria. From 20 number of the sample we got the 3 number of the bacteria in each sample. So from the 4 sample we got the 4 number of the bacteria in each sample. So overall we take about 38 chicken meat, and about 103 number of the isolates were isolated, bacteria were isolated. Okay, so we have isolated the Cytobacter, and then after the Salmonella, then after the Proteus, then after the E. coli. So these are some of the bacteria that we isolated from the meat sample. Cytobacter, Salmonella, E. coli, Proteus were some of the bacteria that we isolated from the chicken sample. Among the most predominant organisms was the Cytobacter. So this is the antibiotic resistivity pattern of the Cytobacter. So if you see here, this imipenem belongs to the carbapenem group of the antibiotics. So this is this antibiotics is given when there is the occurrence of the ESBL producer organisms. So whenever the third generation cephalosporin won't work, this type of the imipenem is given, and this cost about 800 IC, Indian currency, for 1 dose, and the patient has to consume the 2 doses of the antibiotics in a day for more than 1 month. So if this type of the bacteria infects the people, then it is a huge loss of the money as well as the health. So if you see here, in our antibiotic resistivity pattern, the Cytobacter organisms were resistant to the 15 of the Cytobacter species were responsible to resist the imipenem. So among the Cytobacter has resist the imipenem in a high amount. So next is about the multi-drug resistance and ESBL producers. So if you see here, so in about so next look at here, in about more than 36, okay, there are a lot of the isolates of the bacteria, Cytobacter bacteria. Among them 36 show the multi-drug resistance. And if you see here, 10 of the bacteria, 10 of the Cytobacter were responsible for resisting the 6 group of the antibiotics, and 5 number of the Cytobacter were responsible for resistance towards the 7 group of the antibiotics. So if you see here, among this 10 multi-drug resistant Cytobacter species, no one or no any organism produced the ESBL, but here in this here the organisms that resist the 5 groups of the antibiotics, these are showing about the 4 organisms that are ESBL positive. So this is the antibiotic susceptibility pattern of the Salmonella. If you see here, the nitrofurantoin, Salmonella species are resistant towards the nitrofurantoin in a high amount. So this is the multi-drug resistant and ESBL producing Salmonella's frequency table. So here the Salmonella, 8 number of the Salmonella has shown resistance towards the 3 numbers of the drugs, and among the 7 numbers of the Salmonella, 5 were ESBL positive. Okay. So from here also you can see, among this all the isolated Proteus species, 8 species of the Proteus was resistant towards the imipenem. So this is the frequency of the multi-drug resistance and ESBL producing Proteus species. You can see 4 number of these Proteus species is resistant towards the 4 number of the drugs. So this is the antibiotic susceptibility pattern of the E. coli. So here you can see that about 5 number of the E. coli, that is all the numbers of the E. coli were resistant towards the ampicillin. So this is the frequency of multi-drug resistance and ESBL producing E. coli. So among them you can see, so 2 numbers of the isolates were resistant towards the 4 drugs, and similarly this 2 number of isolates were resistant towards the 5 number of the antibiotics. So you may feel bored, eh? Only charted right? So this is all about the tables, right? So now let's come here, right? So this is the frequency of multi-drug resistance. The MDR stands for the multi-drug resistance among gram-negative isolates. Okay? So among them, so we isolated about 46 number of the Cytobacter. So among the 46 number of the Cytobacter, 78.3% were the multi-drug resistance. So it will resist more than 2 groups of the antibiotics. So next is the Salmonella. So we have isolated about 27 number of the Salmonella. So you can see among the 27 number of the Salmonella, 23 were the multi-drug resistance. It means among the 27 number of the bacteria, 23 number of the bacteria will resist towards 2 or more than 2 antibiotics. So it was about 85.2%. So similarly there is the frequency of the MDR among the gram-negative isolates. Okay. Next is the frequency of ESBL among gram-negative isolates. So this table represents about the multi-drug resistance and this table represents the ESPL, frequency of the ESPL. So you can see Cytobacter, there were about 46 number of the Cytobacter, but 26.1 were the ESPL producers. It means it will hydrolyze the beta-lactam ring of the penicillin. So it will hydrolyze the beta-lactam ring of the beta-lactam antibiotics. Similarly, there is the Salmonella species. The total number of the isolates were 27, but 55.6% of 27 number of the isolates, 55.6% produces the ESPL here. So overall, if you see, among the 103 number of the Salmonella, among the 103 number of the bacteria isolates, 36.9% were the ESPL producers. So in the earlier table, you can see about 79.6% were the multi-drop resistance. Okay, these are the organisms that we isolated from the meat sample. So now this is what was our objective? Our objective was to determine the ESPL producers among the multi-drop resistance. So I have shown the table of the multi-drop resistance, then after the ESPL producers, and this is the table representing the number of the ESPL producer among the multi-drop resistance isolate. It means 36 bacteria, that is about 34.9%. This 34.9% of the bacteria will produce the ESPL, and this is the MDR as well. This is the multi-drop resistance as well. So what were our conclusions? In our study, the major contaminants in the chicken meat was found to be the Cytobacter, that was about 44.67%, Salmonella, then after it was followed by the Salmonella and Proteus. The frequency of the MDR isolates in chicken meat sample was found to be 79.61%. That was about 82 in 103 sample. That was about 79.61%. The frequency of total ESPL producers in the chicken meat sample was found to be 36.9%, and the frequency of, or the main objective is this one, the frequency of multi-drop resistance ESPL producers gram-negative bacteria in chicken meat were found to be 34.96%. So this was our objectives. So antibiotics such as the doxycycline hydrochloride, gentamicin, ciprofloxacin and colistin were found to be more sensitive. So our recommendation was antibiotic susceptibility tests should be carried out in order to prescribe appropriate and accurate treatment of the infections. Dix diffusion assay for susceptibility testing, though is a simple to perform and inexpensive, cautious interpretations of the resistance isolates may be necessary. Gentamicin, ciprofloxacin, colistin and antibiotics are the choice of the drugs for the treatment caused by the gram-negative bacteria. Abuse of the antibiotics in animal feed, food animals must be stopped and must be used under the veterinary supervision. Proper sanitation method must be applied in the slaughterhouse. So these were some of the recommendations that we had made after our research. So I would like to thank all the team of the Balkumari College for this research. Similarly, Mr. Anup Muni Basasare, the head of department of the microbiology, my family and the friends, and the students that has contributed towards this research. So these are some of the pictures that they had done in their laboratory. So these were 4 persons that were engaged in this research. So this is the E. coli in the Emindo agar. So this is the antibiotic susceptibility test that we have done. Okay, thank you.